Not to mention that this team hasn't had playoff experience since Lincoln was president. You gotta be kidding me with this. Don't sit here and tell me the Browns are gonna march into Arrowhead or march into Foxborough and be legitimate AFC Championship contenders. Just watching NFL Network and I just had to make a video, man. Had to make a video. Okay, free agency, trades, blowing up the NFL. People are going coast to coast, division to division. We're not even gonna notice these teams anymore come next year. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, but I'm coming here with this video to give you 3 teams I like and 3 teams I hate. Starting off with teams I hate because I like ripping on guys. First team I can't stand, not really the moves they're making, but the media attention they're getting is Cleveland Browns. Okay, now I'm not giving any hate to Cleveland, the Browns per se, because they've been through a lot. They've had a lot of losses. All right, and I like to see them do well, but I can't stand the media right now. Cleveland Browns are 8-1 to win the AFC Championship game. That's absurd. That's absurd. They trade OBJ for a first, a third, and Jabril Peppers. All right, is that offense going to be good? Hell yeah, that offense is going to be good. They got a lot of weapons, but let's not forget about this defense, right? They got Myles Garrett, they got Denzel Ward. I understand that. Those are 2 great players. But they get rid of Jamie Collins, right? And they get rid of Jabril Peppers, 2 guys who are cornerstones of that defense for the time being. Now, I'm going to bring out some numbers for you guys, okay? Cleveland Browns, giving up 393 yards per game last year. That's 30th in the NFL. They're also giving up 24 points per game. That's 21st in the NFL. Not to mention that this team hasn't had playoff experience since Lincoln was president. You got to be kidding me with this. Don't sit here and tell me the Browns are going to march into Arrowhead or march into Foxborough and be legitimate AFC Championship contenders. I need to see wins. I need to see legit wins before I'm calling this team and telling everybody, look out for Cleveland. I need to see legit wins before that happens. That's the first team I can't stand the media around, okay? Second team I can't stand, New York Jets, all right? They pay Le'Veon Bell a ridiculous 4-year, $52 million contract. They play C.J. Mosley a 5-year, $85 million contract. Those are 2 big moves they made, all right? Now I'm going to bring some stats at you once again, okay? Gave up 37 sacks last year as a team, the New York Jets. Not horrible, not great, pretty middle of the pack. But let's look at that running game, all right? I'm talking yards per attempt. 4.0 yards per attempt. That was 29th in the NFL last year. 29th, 4.0 yards per attempt. Now, most likely, the reason why that number is actually pretty high is because they were down in a lot of games, right? And they had to sling the rock, and you got Sam Darnold just going back there and shotgun, and you got teams backing off, okay, trying to play the pass. If they want to run the rock, they run the rock. Fine, we wrap up, we make a tackle. That's probably why that number's high. But still, again, 29th in the NFL, yards per attempt. Now, yards per game, 101 yards per game. This number's more telling to me than the other, okay? This number's more telling to me. Only getting 100 yards per game is trash. You got to have a better, more balanced offense than that. Le'Veon Bell going to help? Absolutely. But that offensive line, those are the guys who are going to make the room for it. That's where it's at. We've seen it with New England, right? No running back is worth a ton of money. You're not gonna break the bank for a running back because they're replaceable. There are 1,000 athletic running backs in the NFL. Why break the bank on one of them when you can get another one for way cheaper? Not sold on those 2 moves. Can't stand the media around them. Third team that I can't stand going on with them is the Oakland Raiders, okay? Oakland Raiders. They ship off a 3rd and a 5th. Everybody's calling it a steal. Check my last video for a little bit more in-depth media hatred on that one. 3rd and a 5th for Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown comes to Oakland doing push-ups on his Facebook, doing all this stupid shit, trying to get cameras, paparazzi, everybody popping off at him. Oh, you got to go to your press conference, but it started 15 minutes ago. Where you at? Late. Great job, Oakland. Okay, they also throw a ton of money at Tyrell Williams, another receiver who is solid. Don't get me wrong, he's a good receiver, but he's not worth the money that they threw at him. And of course, all of this leading up to the fact that we're going to say that defense is elite. We're going to say that defense is going to be getting them into big-time games, getting them into playoff games. Not only that, you're in the AFC West, boys. Okay, we're talking Kansas City. We're talking LA Chargers. We're talking Denver Broncos. 3 teams with stud defenses. Well, 2 teams with stud defenses. Chiefs still got a way to go. But 2 teams with stud defenses. You're going against Joey Bosa. You're going against Von Miller, right? 2 times a year. It's going to be tough to win those games, Oakland. Even with Antonio Brown, it's going to be tough to win those games. Now, I'm not a negative guy. Here's 3 teams I really, really like, okay? Number 1, love the San Francisco 49ers. Tevin Coleman. I think he's going to do great things for that offense. He's a versatile back. He can run the rock. He can run zone. He can run that wide zone really, really well. He runs inside zone really, really well. He runs power well. All around back. He can catch the rock out of the backfield. He's going to do great things for Jimmy G and that offense. Second signing that they've made that I fell in love with, Quan Alexander. Talking about athletes, talking about sideline to sideline linebackers, Quan Alexander is one of the best in the league. Fast as shit, can tackle anybody. Third signing that I fell in love with, man, Jason Verrett. Okay, Jason Verrett fell on some tough times at LA. Tore his ACL, I want to say last year, but it is a low-risk, high-reward signing for the Niners, and it's going to do great things with him complementing Richard Sherman. Second team that I really like what they've done so far, don't hate me, New England fans, don't hate me, Kansas City Chiefs, and here's why. They laid low, okay? They fixed what they needed to fix. They got rid of Bob Sutton, brought in a new defensive coordinator. Signed Tyrann Mathieu, who's a stud safety, right? Talk about a dude who can do it all. Tyrann Mathieu can do it all. Force fumbles, sacks, interceptions, fill in the run. He can do everything. Great signing for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're laying low. They're making the right decisions this offseason. If it's going to continue, I'm shaking my finger at you, Kansas City. You better draft heavy defense. It's a deep class defensively. And if they want to be able to compete with the big dogs in the AFC, you're going to need a defense. Third team that I really like what they're doing is Green Bay. And here's why I like what Green Bay's doing. Not super flashy with what they've done so far, but they made two signings that I absolutely love. Okay, that's Za'Darius Smith and Preston Smith. Two guys, two linebackers who can do it all for the Packers. Guys who are going to shore up that defense and give the Packers a chance. That offense is going to figure itself out. Right? That offense is going to figure itself out. They don't need to go out and get anybody. You got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, Aaron Rodgers, back there. He's going to be able to figure it out. Don't you worry. Green Bay Packers doing a good job. That's three things I like, three things I hate. Hook Cam, I'm done with it.